So there we go. Now we're live in all the channels. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram, and we're live on Facebook. Thank you so much for everyone that is watching, that is here with us. So basically, welcome to the AppJobs channel on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram. We're going to talk about ways to make money with your phone, obviously. But today we have a very special guest. Ping is here.
Hi.
So before she starts introducing herself and telling everything, make sure to like all of the social media you're watching us from. And let's learn a little bit about making money with your phone, and more specifically what Ping does and what's her story. So Ping, you can start off by introducing yourself. So who are you?
I was born in Malaysia, and I moved to Australia when I was 8. I grew up with I grew up in the kitchen. So my parents are both chefs. So now I have become a chef too. I started off as a garnishing girl from 8 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, in the kitchen.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that was my background. So the kitchen is somewhere I feel very comfortable with and enjoy being quietly in the kitchen, not like a full-on restaurant. I do not want to live in a restaurant.
Yeah.
That's the last place.
But now you work as a home chef.
I work as a home chef.
Mhm.
Yes. And I love it. I love that I'm able to just work from home and manage everything from there, without having to wake up and roll out and go and catch a train. I just roll out to my kitchen and cook.
Yeah, that sounds really good. This sounds very flexible.
Yeah.
So basically we have some, of course, some scripts and some questions here. So if we're looking down, or if you see a piece of paper, it's just so we guide ourselves a little bit throughout this live. So yes, still on Ping, like where do you live now, and like what? Yeah, like now we just talked that you were like working as a home chef, but like how did all of this started? And we're based in Stockholm, right?
Yes, we're based in Stockholm. We came here 5 years ago.
Mhm.
We were working on electronic products, and then after 3 years, I've decided to come. Well, I actually found Dog Buddy app. That's how it started. But then I found job apps because I was invited to a Christmas party, and then I met Gastronaut, and that's when we started a conversation. And then I wanted to cook. I've always wanted to cook anyway. So it was an opportunity. So I pushed my way through and met up with Shu and organized a tasting, and they loved my food. So my cooking is really Southeast Asian cooking. So it's an influence of Malaysian, Indonesian, and that region. Thai food. So there's a lot of stinky prawn paste.
It's so good.
And very, very tasty. The bulk of it's really, the basic ingredients that we cook mainly is turmeric, coconut milk, coconut sugar, lime, kefir lime, all the fresh, lovely ingredients that I love cooking with.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're cooking dishes that you love, that you used to eat before.
Yes, when I grew up in the kitchen, I grew up in Malaysia. And so, and you can't find these food here.
No,
it doesn't exist. So you have to order it through me to get this traditional cooking. Or that's been sort of adapted to modern take of whatever you can find in Stockholm, the ingredients.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of Ping's touch there too. Right?
Yeah, with my touch. So it's my take on my culture's food.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yes.
So basically, if you just arrived now, we are talking to Ping about the work she does with an app. So she works as a home chef with an app here in Stockholm. So we're talking about that, and just make sure to check all of our social media. Yes, we're talking about Ping's life, and we're gonna go through another block now. But please make sure to send us comments and questions. We can check your comments and questions here on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So make sure to interact with us, because we're here to answer your questions too, although we have a little script and a little things to talk about. So basically now we're going to a block where we're going to talk about Ping's job, basically. So yeah, we just introduced a little bit about that, but I wanted to know how did you decide the food that you're going to make? Like, you said that you went to a tasting. So how was the process to decide your food? How did you start when you started with Gastronaut? You heard about it, and to the point now, what happened?
Well, basically you have to submit why you want to be a chef. So that's how it started. And then I grew up with our home sort of family cooking we sold a lot, which is grilled chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I started, because I love chicken.
Yeah.
So we started, and I made this chicken and sambal, my famous chili sambal to go with the chicken. That was my first tasting with them. And also I made a pork, like a what is it, like a pulled pork, but it's been cooked in lemongrass and tamarind, and it's really nice. But it's pork, it's now everyone wants to eat vegan more than meat.
Yeah.
So the pork is kind of sitting on the back burner, but I love pork. Being Chinese.
Yeah, of course. But then after you do the
tasting,
you tell that you want to be a chef, and you have to submit like it's like a letter of intention kind of thing.
Yes, yes. And so they have to, obviously all the founders had to like the food, and had a good chat with them. And then after that, I think within that week, I think I got an order of, my first order was like 23 people serving.
Wow.
Of my vegetarian dish and my chicken dish.
Uh-huh.
And then and then it all started from there. And then a week later I started making curry puffs, which is my favorite thing, and barbecue pork buns. So every time I make something special, they would order it. Which is the great thing about it, is that restaurants really good like that. If you put something out there and if they don't like it, they'll sell it for you.
But then that's really good. Then like the time span that you had there to start working from the moment you registered was a week, you would say? Like you registered, you went for tasting, and
it was like within really quick. I was lucky.
All right.
But they have a big waiting list right now. Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely gonna depend on like the food and like
what they're looking for and the requests. Yeah. So they don't only have they have different nationalities. So it's been so they have a broad chefs.
Yeah, and that's the focus, right, of gastronaut, is to actually give food from other places.
Yeah, from all different nationalities.
Yes.
Which is great, which you would never find in the streets of Stockholm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah.
So since you're working with an app job right now, I wanted to make a little bit of a comparison. Did you work before with a traditional job?
Yes.
And then maybe we can make a comparison. Like, what are the main differences? Are they similar in any way? Or
no.
Like, yeah. No. So tell me.
I was in the old advertising job. My background is photographic production, and I worked in it for like over 25 years, pretty much. Is what I grew up with. I'm actually a trained photographer, but I never did. I became a producer, and I'm over advertising. I think advertising has to change, and it needs. And this is a new way of advertising, and I'm learning differently also, and learning the whole circular economy that we're all facing today. And I think that is a big thing. Yeah. That one of the great things about these apps is that you can just instantly pick up cash if you really want to. And I think, that's really good for most people, anyone. Yeah. It's not just adults, teenagers who want to make pocket money. Yeah. It's been it gives you the freedom to move forward. Yeah. And
did you ever work in a restaurant, or like did you ever make your food for like such an amount of people before?
As a kid I did.
Okay, so you didn't have your share of experience.
We would working with my parents since I was 8 in the restaurant, like a child labor, slave, and for most of my teenage life until I was probably like 16, and then in 19 I ran away from my parents. I was like, no more restaurants. And then that was it. And what was I talking about there?
About the comparison between the traditional job.
The traditional job, I guess, I love my traditional job. I used to travel a lot in different countries shooting. Where this job, obviously I can't travel. It's very stagnant, but I love cooking. Yeah. So that's the difference. But I needed to change career also because I didn't believe in advertising anymore.
Yeah. So it was like your getaway, basically.
It was my getaway. But to like when I was living in Singapore, I already started cooking for people from my home actually. Yeah. So it's kind of this I have kind of extended to partnering actually a catering company, which makes a big difference. Yeah. It's a great platform for one to start business
Yeah.
without a huge overhead.
Yeah.
Which is the best way,
Yeah.
just to test out.
Yeah,
And then if
just to
it's
see if you
really
like
good, then you invest.
Then you go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, we still have some more questions on this, but I can see that we have some questions and some comments. So maybe give some shout outs here. So Nach is here also helping us. So you guys know, if we have any questions, she's gonna be telling from Facebook and from Instagram. I can see some here on YouTube. So here on YouTube we have. Thank you, Ezekiel, for saying that you love to listen to this. And thank you, Magda and Ella, for the feedback, too. And then we have a question here. Do you have to deliver the food for a client, or they come pick it up from you, or there is a delivery service responsible for this? I think later on we talk about this, but I think it's fair to answer now because, yeah.
I can answer now.
Yeah.
You have to deliver to Gastronaut. You don't deliver to the clients because Gastronaut is the front facing. So yeah, that we don't do. We'll deliver to one location. That's it.
And then you have to carry all. You have to go carry all your food to Gastronaut.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that must be tricky.
It's tricky. I mean, but when it's bulk, when it's a big order, I take a taxi.
Yeah.
And lucky I live so close in Soldemont, so I don't. So it's not difficult.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's not like somewhere.
Imagine carrying all of the food.
It's a nightmare because the transport is so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yes. Nash, do we have any questions on Facebook yet?
Yes, we have Geoticant. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but he's a Facebook follower of us, and he's asking how can he find jobs like that? How to find this app-based ways to make money?
Okay, so answering that, basically here we are AppJobs.com, and that is the best place where you can find all of these job offers. We are in many different cities, and you can find all the job offers that are available in your working city, and you can find in different categories. You can find home cooking like Pink does, or pet sitting like she did before, and also care jobs and delivery, cleaning, driving, so many of them. So please make sure to go to appjobs.com. All the links are going to be in the description box of this video, and also you can find all the links in our Facebook page and on our Instagram bio, all of that. You just go for it. And yeah, that's the best place to find it. And as we're talking about now, let's see what else. Oh, and we have a common question, because I guess it's very it's better to get an answer for this question from you, since you're in it now, which is payment. How does it work, the payment with Gastronaut? Do you get in your bank account?
Yeah.
Do you see after the delivery is done, you see that it's there? So can you explain a little bit?
Yeah, it's a process. You have to invoice them, and then once you made the food, you invoice them. But therefore, you actually have to put your money down front to buy the groceries, right? So you have to do that. Invest. Yeah, and then maybe 5 to 10 days you get paid from that order, and that's how it works. And then you just have to make sure with this invoice that you're registered as a sole proprietor or as a company, as a freelancer, and a bank account, and obviously a persons number if you're living in Sweden. You need a persons number.
So basically the requirements for this kind of jobs are going to change from country to country, sometimes city to city too. So what we're talking about, Ping is talking specifically about the requirements for Sweden, but some of them have similar ones. Some of them might have the first ones you talked about, but the person number is very much here in Sweden. But okay,
which is a tax number.
It's just
individual tax number.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right, good to know. But then no, I had a question about the payment too. But then the groceries, then that's the investment, so you don't get that money. So
that's your cost.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you put in your profit margin. of the time and the costs that you want for each one.
Do you find it like worth it, like until now at least?
Sometimes. Sometimes you just do it because you know you have to build the relationship, even though it's only 500 kroner. You're like, okay, whatever. You just do it because you want that relationship to grow. And so you just otherwise, but sometimes you make it. You know, you make more than you know, whatever that you allocated.
Wow.
So it works out.
So good days, bad days.
Good days and bad days.
It sounds
you
like
can't
a job.
win all the time. You can't win all the time.
It sounds like a job.
There's a positive and negative.
Okay. Do you think, since we're talking about money, do you think financial stability is possible with a job like this? Like just having this kind of income?
Yeah, you can, but you need to expand. You can't just work out of the kitchen. The moment that you want to I think turnover of 20K to even 30K, at that point per month, you're gonna have to find a kitchen that is large enough for you to grow. Because home kitchen is not enough.
Yeah, I guess it's like what we were talking about before, like having this as a starting point, right? Like this is the way for you to experiment and see if you like the day-to-day of like being a home chef, and then later on, if you like it, then you can invest.
Yeah,
it's a good experimentation.
It's a good start. Yeah, exactly. It's a good way to see whether that this is your path. Yeah,
that sounds really cool. So then now going a little bit to like what we always talk about, like being online and offline, you know, and this working from your phone kind of thing. How much do you say you work online and how much do you say is actually offline?
I would say online is so minimal. I mean, maybe like, you know, invoicing, writing emails, probably like 5%, you know, and then getting the orders through the app is so simple, really. It just comes in and then allocate time and the order itself and how much you're getting. And then I think 80% is really planning and scheduling and, you know, work out in your head what you need to process and work. Like, you know, plan out your day ahead. It's quite difficult.
Yeah, and that's all offline. Like it's on you doing all of that.
Yeah,
right?
you do it by yourself. There's no one else to do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then like one like final question before we go to the final block and the end of this live stream. What do you think about like appjobs.com in general? Like now that you know the website, because you found out through like here, right? Through AppJobs.
Yes, I did. No, I think it's been amazing for me. I mean, I've actually make a living out of it through job apps.
That's crazy.
And it is crazy in a way.
Especially coming back from a traditional job like that too, you know, like sometimes
it's not as large amount that I would used to make, but it's enough for you to invest in and enough to pay your grocery right now, you know, and it's good enough. That's just to get going and to move forward if you really want to grow the business.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very good. So so we're going to the last block, but before, make sure to ask questions. This is like soon we're going to be ending this live stream, so make sure to send your questions and comments, everything you want to know, everything you want to ask Ping. And we just talked about how to make money with your phone, specifically home cooking and like working from home with your kitchen. And make sure to like our social media channels too, all the ones that you're watching us from now, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And before we go to the final block, we have a little question too. Do you get a feedback from your clients on the food? Can they review you as a chef? Is that helpful, or does that happen?
Yeah, it does. I mean, generally it takes them a while to get back to you, but most of the time, if you don't hear from them, it's actually a good sign. If you do hear from them, that means they got something to complain. All right. So it's good that you don't hear.
There's nothing. Well, thank God no one said.
It'd be nice to have direct, but we do have this layer before.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for your questions so far. So just to finish off this live stream, I would like to ask Ping, how is your day-to-day? But today we were talking earlier about your day-to-day. So maybe you can talk a little bit, how did you start your day-to-day to cook? Because you were cooking today, right?
Yeah, I cooked because I was so squashed. I mean, every day I have 2 orders. So it's like a lot to do than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So I started cooking yesterday, really.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish till 1 o'clock this morning.
Whoa.
And then I woke up at 5:30, and then I deliver at 11:30. And then after this, I have to go and make more food for tomorrow's delivery.
Wow.
I have 2 more orders tomorrow. So it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's busy.
Yeah,
It's very-
it looks like you have a lot of things to do, which is like kind of what you want, right? When you're looking for a job.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, working with something that you like, you love to cook.
Yeah.
So
I
bet it's more rewarding than the advertising thing so far.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah, it's definitely more satisfying because you making something from your own hands,
Yeah.
and it's all yours,
Yeah.
and you're the boss.
Yeah, that's
There's no one else to blame but yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and no one else there telling you like what to do too. You can just be like, I can like stretch it out and work until 1 a.m. and wake up like at this time, but like you just need to make your deadline.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, the responsibility of meeting the deadline, but as long as you have enough time to produce your stuff and be organized, then you're not as stressed out.
And how do you look for, I just got like curious now, how do you look for like a delivery? Like, do they pin you like specifically, and then you
work around that,
and then you see like, oh, I can take this one, I can take that one, and then you create your schedule? Is that how it is?
Well, I mean, there are times when I can't do all of it, so I have to say no to some of the orders. So I do pick what order works for me. So because sometimes they will ask me to do something that I know that takes me 3 days, and I can't take an order when I know I need 3 days to make it. Yeah, especially the chili sambal. I need 3 days to make it.
So that in that sense that can be quite flexible, right? Because then you can be like, no, this one doesn't work for me, and then you create your own schedule.
Exactly. I'll do what you can handle. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, you don't overextend when you can't do everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I think we just hit the end of this live stream. Since we had so many comments here on YouTube, so I wonder if we had like anything else from Nachi there.
Not really, but I'm curious too. So I would like to ask about language, if language is a barrier, because you are an English-speaking person living in a Swedish-speaking country. So can you talk about that?
Language is not an issue at all. I mean, because everyone I dealt with is speaking English, so there's no issue.
No need to know Swedish to.
Not at all.
No. Okay.
No.
That's really good.
Your food is universal.
Yeah, and that's
if it tastes good, everyone's
they know.
talks the same language.
Yeah,
really.
That's true. That's really true.
Yeah.
That's all right. I think that's it for this live stream. Thank you so much for everyone who watched it. We had so many comments here on YouTube. Thank you for everyone who interacts with us on Instagram and on Facebook too. Make sure to like all of our social media that you're watching now, and also follow Ping, her Instagram and her Facebook page, and everything about her Secret Chili Club. That's the name of her kitchen, or her do you say kitchen?
I guess my kitchen is called the Secret Chili Club. So
and all the links are gonna be on the description box, so make sure to check it out and see. And she's also sharing in her Instagram like her life and like how is it to be a home chef too. So that's really cool. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment if you like saw it later, because we're still gonna be here. This video is gonna be here on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you have any questions, go for it. We're here. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
So bye on Instagram. I guess that one's gonna go first. Bye YouTube.